So, folks, we got to talk about temporary protected status for Haitian immigrants in the United States. Now, what exactly happened? Well, DHS tried to revoke temporary protected status for Haitian immigrants, and it was set to expire on February 3rd. Well, people, in fact, did not like this. Jewish seniors are offering to hide their Haitian caregivers as Trump's TPS end looms. That reminds me of Anne Frank, said the CEO of one Jewish senior residence, reeling as TPS for Haitians is set to end. Like, it is a huge problem. I want to really emphasize this. It is not popular what the Trump administration is doing. It is not, in fact, something that everyone is rejoicing, despite, some of the loudest racists on the internet. Like, your grandma relies on these Haitian immigrants to live, literally to live. And I just want to say, like, obviously the Trump administration has been gearing up for an ICE surge in Ohio in order to target Haitian immigrants over there. But like, I gotta say, a lot of other states, including Ohio, seem to be taking a page from Minneapolis and Minnesota's book, which this is an entire auditorium full of people who showed up to get trained on how to deal with ICE in their neighborhood. Like, it is crazy. They are filling up entire auditoriums full of people who are just going out of their way to show up for the most vulnerable people in their communities. And it's really beautiful. It really is beautiful. And it goes to show this isn't popular. This is devastatingly unpopular. And the way in which it is unpopular is directly motivating people to take action against the administration. And this moment, this taking of action, that has been something that is severely lacking in American politics for a very long time. Which isn't to say that people haven't been taking action in politics, but what it does mean is that for a long time, for multiple generations now, the main thrust of political activism for, middle class white people in this country has been you go vote and then you forget about politics for 4 years. Then you go vote and you forget about politics for 4 years. This passive status quo mentality. And nothing has really sliced through that quite like Donald Trump's odious hatreds. And it is the level and the severity and the cruelty that this administration demonstrates on a day-to-day basis for people of color and for its perceived political enemies that is motivating an unprecedented number of people to show up in ways that they never thought they would. It is so cool. It is so, so cool. And that is even before we get to the fact that TPS was upheld by a federal judge just a day ago. And like, it's crazy. Here, on December 2nd, 1783, then Commander-in-Chief George Washington penned, America is open to receive not only the opulent and respected stranger, but the oppressed and persecuted of all nations and religions. More than 2 centuries later, Congress reaffirmed President Washington's vision by establishing the Temporary Protected Status Program. It provides humanitarian relief to foreign nationals in the United States who come from the disaster-stricken countries. It also brings in substantial revenue, with TPS holders generating $5.2 billion in taxes annually. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem has a different take. I just met with the president. I'm recommending a full travel ban on every damn country that's been flooding our nation with killers, leeches, and entitlement junkies. Our forefathers built this nation on blood, sweat, and the unyielding love of freedom. Not the foreign invaders to slaughter our heroes, suck dry our hard-earned tax dollars, or snatch the benefits owed to Americans. Like, I'm sorry, this is like cuckoo bananas, crazy levels of rabid racism. And like, it's deeply unpopular. People hate this shit. People hate this shit. It is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Would genuinely like to know how to find people training others what to do if/when ICE arrives in my city. Any suggestions? One suggestion I have for you is to reach out to other areas that are currently dealing with this and see if they are willing to share like materials that they've drafted for trainings or anything like that with you and folks in your area. I know that this entire movement is built on helping each other, and I guarantee you people will be willing to help out. I also willing to bet that if you reached out to Twin Cities DSA, you'd be able to get some quality materials on how to train and organize in the face of ICE. There are a lot of different orgs doing trainings however they can. Reach out to areas that have already experienced ICE occupation, and you will find dozens of groups willing to step up and do this. Also, get in touch with your local Dems. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Because honestly, this should be institutionalized throughout the entire country through the Democratic Party. Like, every local Democratic Party should be holding meetings on how to train ICE observers and stay safe. Your local Dems have a rapid response network they helped set up. Exactly what I'm talking about. Excellent. But not only that, this judge reamed the fuck out of Kristi Noem and DHS. Conclusion. There's an old adage among lawyers. If you have facts on your side, pound the facts. If you have the law on your side, pound the law. If you have neither, pound the table. Kristi Noem, the record to date shows, does not have the facts on her side, or at least has ignored them, does not have the law on her side, or at least has ignored it. Having neither and bringing the adage into the 21st century, she pounds X, formerly known as Twitter. Kristi Noem has a First Amendment right to call immigrants killers, leeches, entitlement junkies, and any other inapt name she wants. Secretary Noem, however, is constrained by both our Constitution and the APA to apply faithfully the facts to the law in implementing the TPS program. The record to date shows she has yet to do that. By accompanying order, the court grants plaintiffs renewed motion for a stay. So, that is basically the biggest middle finger you can possibly get from a federal judge short of prison time. There you go. Yeah. It is wild. And I do want to say also, the response to this, a ruling from the federal judge, has been very heartwarming. Here's local reporting on the issue.
Hey, this is Josh Swigert with the Dayton Daily News and the Springfield News-Sun. We're here at Rose Goûter Haitian restaurant here in Springfield, where we're talking to people about the extension of temporary protected status for Haitian residents. So here's what's happening now. Following a judge's order Monday night, temporary protected status is not ending at 11:59 p.m. tonight for Haitian residents, potentially impacting thousands of Haitians across the Springfield area. Our reporter spoke to Haitian residents and leaders who expressed relief, as this allows potentially thousands of Haitians in the Springfield area to continue legally residing in the U.S. for now. But what happens next is unclear. The Trump administration has vowed to appeal the judge's order, blaming it on a, quote, activist judge. Local officials advise Haitians on TPS to still continue planning, because it's unclear if things could go forward and Immigration and Customs Enforcement could still visit the area. Our reporters are digging into this developing situation and will bring you the latest. Follow us on our websites and our apps.
Like, I gotta be honest, even though this is still very dire, the danger is not gone, but what a show of solidarity, going to a local restaurant, showing people there enjoying the food and existing there in solidarity, and like running a story on the community, you know? Having the Haitian community come to Springfield was just for many people a culture shock, and they've become so important for the community as a whole, Stevenson said. I've got business owner friends who love having them work in their factories and shops. They just work so hard, and they've become integral to how they do business. I just don't want families ripped apart. I worry about the children that might be left behind. And all the Haitian families that I've met have been so kind and so wonderful, beautiful people, and I don't want anything bad to happen to them, Gordon said. There's a level of solidarity here that I find uplifting. It is unfortunate that folks have to continue to live in fear. Though, here in Minneapolis, living under the pall of oppression from this government is, I wouldn't wish it on anybody. It sucks. We need to fight for not bringing back the status quo, but forward to a brighter future instead of imperialist/fascist one. Hell yeah. But we are in a time where the Republican Party is increasingly embracing these ideas that only really appeal to a fringe group of racists, right? Like, this idea that they're only going after the bad ones is obviously bullshit. And most people who are smart enough or paying enough attention realize that it was bullshit right away, and other folks are realizing afterwards that it's all bullshit. And the more that vitriol gets turned up, the more that gets cranked, the more people are going to fall away from what is happening here. We just talked a lot about Taylor Remmett in Tarrant County, Texas, swinging his district by 32 points for Democrats. The first time in like a quarter of a century a Democrat has been elected there. And in part it is done because people are fed up with what Donald Trump is doing, with what this administration is doing, with what Republicans have become. It is not sustainable for them, both practically, neither practically nor politically. I don't know, just something to think about as events continue to unfold here, because they're going to continue to try this shit with other groups of folks. They've been trying to do it with Venezuelans. They've been trying to do it with Haitians. Now they're going to try it with other groups of people around the country, people who might have previously thought that they were safe. And it is a plan to instill terror in us in order to get us to shut up in fear, in order to cow us into not going outside. And I understand it might be really scary, but we got to keep going out. We got to keep, our presence in the community going, because our community is what keeps us safe. So folks, get organized with your local Dems, get organized with your local DSA, get organized today. We need folks showing up to meetings. We need folks showing up to the different events. We need people showing up however they can. Okay? So please join your local Dems. If you need help, join our Discord, reach out to Dragonfly. If you need help joining your local DSA, join the Discord, reach out to GamerG. And folks, let me know what you think about this entire situation with Haitian folks here on TPS, who again are law-abiding, work hard, have their families here, and were brought because of dire conditions in their home country. And ending TPS suddenly and without warning is just an effort for the Trump administration to say, oh, look, now they're all illegal. We can get them now. Haha. Like, it's just blatant, a blatant attempt to silence, terrify, and use Haitian immigrants who have done nothing but contribute their lovely selves and lives and work to this country, and shared their existence with us. It's to make them an example that can terrify others into submission, and we should not submit. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment, like the video, subscribe, and also check out ImogeneOlivia.com. Gender euphoric lingerie designed from the ground up for trans femmes. Link down in the doobly-doo. Let's keep on going.
Riverboat Jack is coming to town. All the viewers gather around. Twitch and YouTube is switching streams. All that content is bursting the scenes. Politics, being flame more. Your sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff